everyone, it's Holly and welcome to my new workshop in Northwest Montana. Today we're going to find out if I can still remember how to make soap and if I still know how to make a soap video. So I guess we'll just see. It has been well over a year since I made soap. In fact, my last batch would have been, oh golly, July, August maybe of 2022. And in fact, exactly 1 year ago today, we were on the road from Missouri traveling. We were going across Wyoming, the land of my people. That is actually where I was born and where our family ranch was, and basically all my extended family is in Wyoming. So this workshop is not completely finished. We have some cosmetic details. I still need to do some unpacking and I need to do a few things. So we're not going to do a tour quite yet, but I hope you will look forward to that in the future. It looks so good in here. I love it. I have a little surprise wall color that I absolutely love. I just had to do an accent wall in the end. So this gives you a little hint of maybe what it is. So today I'm going to make my figgy cream, which is one of my most popular batches. And in true nature of a long break, I completely forgot that I usually do that in two separate batches, but I'd already prepared a second batch to do something else completely just for us as a family, but as it turns out, it is now going to be incorporated. And the other thing is I can't find any of my glass containers, so I only could find a quart jar, so I don't have everything I need to make all the batches that I was wanting to do today. I wanted to do an essential oil batch, but I'm just going to make it unscented today. So you can find me at moriversoap.com. Now that is closed until I get it up and running again, but that is where I sell my products. You can also find me at moriversoap on Instagram. If you want to follow my personal, that's hollybearmt. And what else? Oh, Facebook is Missouri River Soap. And I haven't really been active there, but I need to probably revive it and get it going. Of course, you're already here on YouTube, so yay, I hope you hit subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. All right, let's try this. Let's make some soap. All right, so I thought for this first part, I would try being a little bit more zoomed out. We'll see how it goes. I have already added in the mica to my base oils, and my oil is a blend of olive, coconut, castor, and cocoa butter. I was going to make some changes, and I've just decided to stay as what we know, what's comfortable. Like, I was going to tweak my recipe a little bit because, you know, everything's so high. And I decided, you know what? No, we are just going to keep it as what we all know and love. So I'm going to add in a little bit of coconut milk. I am just a smidgen nervous. Just a little bit. I have a new stick blender, but it's the same KitchenAid type. Burping the stick blender. I'm just getting the coconut milk blended in. And that's also blending up any chunks that there might be from the mica. Now I do go ahead and just color this ahead of time. I like to just add the mica straight into the oils. So that's why I have done that. And I have my mold over here completely level and in with the lye solution. Oh, this is exciting. I have been wanting to make soap for a very long time. I am a little short on spoons and such. I didn't get as much cleaned up as I wanted. However, I can confirm that that has really emptied out well. Okay, let's set that to the side. Here we go. Ah, I was thinking it was a little weak on the motor there. There's adjustments. Ah, there we go. Oh, air bubbles. Boy, this one is grabbing the air today. my soap at room temperature. So that means I mixed my lye solution and I let it cool off, and I mixed up my, measured all my oils and got them all melted and everything, and let them also come back. So I'm noticing, seems like we're at a trace already, and I don't have my fragrance oil in there yet. Boy, I about forgot the fragrance oil for faux shizzle, I did. So here we go with my big quart jar of my tiny amount of fragrance oil. I'm a little bit worried about a false trace. I'm in a completely new environment. I have completely new supplies. A little different olive oil that I'm used to working with. I did used to work with it back in the olden days, but not as of the last couple of years. And I can see that it loosened up quite a bit there, so we just don't want to screw this up. But you know what? This is like riding a bike. I actually remember what to do, I think. I was a little concerned about, I didn't have my hoodie thing, sleeves. I was confused. I sent my husband up into the loft many a time. So I want it to be thick enough to pour and, you know, kind of smooth out, but not so thick that it leaves lines. And I'm just, you know, I'm just a smidgen nervous. So I'm playing a little bit just to make sure that I'm at the trace that I want and it's not going to break out, because that would be detrimental. That'd probably set me into a mood that nobody wants to experience that. I think we're good, but here's the thing. I'm not going to move the mold, so that's why I kind of stayed zoomed out. Look at this. I'm pouring. I put in my coconut milk. I put in my fragrance oil. It seems that I have remembered things. My mold is new, built just today. We've been running behind on everything we do. If we had just another week, another hour, another day, you know, that type of a thing. Oh yeah, this is setting up. Now this is a custom blend that I do, though soap makers will know it's very similar to some that you can get, but this is particular one is my blend. I'm smacking to get the air bubbles out. And what I'm doing, I'm kind of shifting and smoothing. Like I said, it was pretty level right here, but I just want to make sure. And I am going to be making more figgy cream, but I just wanted to do the one batch for now. Okay, so I am going to clean up, let this part set up, and then move on to the huge portion of this. All right, I've come in a little bit at a different angle for this portion, a little angle you're more accustomed to. Okay, so here's what I need to remember with this portion of the batch. I need to put in my coconut milk, and of course my lye solution. I need to bring it to emulsification, pour off the equivalent of what I already used in the base. That's going to be about 3 liters. And then I need to pour a little bit off of it into a little cup for the top design. And then I need to remember to put in the fragrance oil and the titanium dioxide. I think I can do that. Okay, I just had to work that through, and if I work it through with you, then maybe I'll remember. So in with, the coconut milk again. And I have the longer shaft for this part. Incorporate my Mahusive spatula here. Of course, I had to splatter oil up on my brand new apron. All right, in with the lye solution. I'm trying to remember, yes. I measured in all the things. I check it off on my list. I just have this feeling I'm gonna forget something. But so far I've kept it together. All right, let's do this. I like to have this big spatula just kind of help me to move it around, and also to not make too much noise on this stainless steel pot with a stainless steel stick blender. I am noticing quite a lot of air pockets with this new blender, so that's interesting. Or not air pockets, but air bubbles. I need to have enough time to do all the things. This is a more yellow base than I'm used to working with. So hopefully the titanium dioxide that I have mixed up will do the trick. I'm still seeing oil floating on the surface, so I don't feel confident at being at trace or emulsification yet. Well, we're getting close. I'm just going to take a moment here just to really check this over, not take it too far. I don't love the air bubbles that I have going on. I do not. I just love all the windows in my new studio. It's so nice. I've never had windows, like great windows, in all of my different places. And so when we built this, I was like, I need windows on all the sides. And I just love it. This is holding together well. We're not breaking down at all. Looks like we're coming to very light trace. I need to go get another spatula. Had one right behind me. Yeah, it's quite a bit more yellow than I'm used to working with, but olive oils and such, they vary a little bit. All right, so I'm going to pour, whoa, no, I send that on the floor. Okay, I'm gonna pour into this. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Okay, here we go. I think I'm gonna go about there. And then I need so little for the topping. But I like just a nice strong color for the top. I didn't use that much mica, but it packs a punch. Yes, that's probably even more than I need. Okay, probably tried to remember to pour out this other side. So we have the titanium dioxide, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. I cut way back even from what I would normally do, but staying within usage rates, of course. But we'll see how this goes. Even though the base is a little yellow, what typically happens is that it lightens up during saponification. But I'm going to go in after the rest of this See if I can't get it in and get it to help out a little bit. I usually pop this in the microwave, my water, to heat it up. And I also realized I forgot to purchase a microwave. So, I don't even know where I'd put it. I don't really want to use the microwave. I prefer not to use the microwave. Now, the fragrance oil will loosen it up just a little. Oh my goodness, I'm shaking. My arm was getting super tired. I'm just, you know, I've lost that muscle memory is all. I'm at quite a bit higher elevation now, so there's, you know, there's always the risk of things going differently. So I've been just a hint nervous, a little bit unprepared in just the way that I kind of forced the soap making today. We probably could have used a few extra days. I'm feeling good and confident about this, though. It's going well. It is going well. Now I have to find out where my soap cutters are, because I will be needing those. My husband said he saw them, so I know they're close by. We just haven't unpacked them yet is all. All right. This seems really well set up, but I am just going to pour it right here on the end and let it flood in. Ooh, it's starting to get a little thick. And this does always pour out yellow at first, so I'm not surprised. It is getting a little gloppy down there though. Good. I was a little worried that I had not made the appropriate size batch. I probably could have used a hint more height to my mold. Oops. I told my husband like 4-ish inches because I usually make 3.5 inches. So, oopsies. I'm not going to scrape this all out, I don't think, right here. Because I really need to, it's plentiful. I probably needed just a smidgen more in that last part. This is also another one I have way too much. I do not need this much, but I do like a fair amount of purple on the top of this. Whoa, it's so pretty. It is gorgeous. So we'll just have to put that in something else. I really do want to finish this before it sets up. I do need to pour the rest of that other. And it, like I said, it's just going to be unscented for us. Or samples, we'll see. It has just been such a blessing to move to Montana. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know it's been my dream to come back here. I grew up here. And several people have asked me about the name. And I am keeping Missouri River Soap, and let me tell you why. So I grew up in Montana, and my husband grew up in Missouri, and I've been in Missouri for almost 30 years. And let's see, the business started in Kansas City, which is near the Missouri River, and we did end up moving to the Springfield area. My husband is from Texas County, Missouri. And the Missouri River starts in Montana. And so it's kind of in the story. My logo has the heart in Montana and the heart in Missouri. And so I'm going to leave the Missouri because you know what? That's where we began. And that's what started this whole journey, and it's meaningful. And so for now, and I don't plan on changing it, you know, we are from Montana to Missouri. we are Missouri River Soap. So that's what we're just gonna do. And everybody knows me by this name. I had another one picked out, and it may come around sometime. You never know. Gorgeous. So another thing I have not been able to find as of yet is I can't find my glitter sprayers. So I have this new Mystic Gold mica from Nurture Soap, and I'm just going to use, I just sprayed my gloves with alcohol and got those all cleaned up again. And so now I'm just gonna use a little bit of this in the lid. Oh, I had some star ones and I am so tempted. Well, we've christened the workshop. If there's not glitter in your nose or between your toes, I don't know. It's not my workshop. Closed toe shoes, so that doesn't really work. But if it's not in your nose, I guess you're not in my workshop. All right, let's think this through. Let's put this one to the side and let's go ahead and finish the unscented one. So I have my handy mold here from Brambleberry. It's the 5-pound mold with the little removey bottom and the silicone liner. I would assume they still have it, but what dost I know? So this is just, we're just doing unscented, and this is actually a good test because then I can really see what this base color is going to be. Whoa. Okay, well, I did it. I made figgy cream. I made this unscented pleasantness. And so I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to cover these up. I like to cover them up and let them go through a gel. This is a wood mold, so it usually gels better. And I usually don't have to cover it up, really. I just want to cover the top. I am going to spray it with a high percentage of alcohol to help prevent ash. And let's see, I'm probably going to let these sit for a couple of days through the weekend. I don't anticipate coming out and unmolding and all that this weekend. So I'm going to find the cutter and we will take care of that next week, which will be an instant for you. But the other thing I wanted to say is cold processed soap does have to cure. It gives it time to evaporate the excess water. It gives it, some magic happens, let me tell you, some magic when you let it cure. So cold processed soap needs to cure 4 to 8 weeks, and so that's what this one's going to do. So no, it's not going to be for sale anytime soon. It's going to have to go on the curing rack and just sit and rest and enjoy the Montana views until it is ready. So I'll see you back here in your time in just a moment to cut this soap. Okay, so I am back to cut the figgy cream soap, and it looks so good. It's not yellow. I don't have any ash. What I ended up doing was just inverting my my new plastic tray on the top, so that worked great. What I was going to point out to you is how good this one looks. And then this one was kind of the experiment. I did not cover it. I did spray it, but I didn't cover it, and it does have some ash on it. So it's not that bad, but there is a little bit. So we will unmold these. We will see how well this goes, because sometimes they don't actually unmold the best from a new mold. But if he has it square, it'll be great. Oh, this is awesome. He worked really hard to make this one a very square mold. So I'd hoped to get to this a little bit sooner, but my husband was traveling to Chicago Sunday through Tuesday, and I just didn't get out here. This is looking very good. I think we have the size that I'm wanting. Oh, I just love this soap. My husband came into the shop not long after I made soap. He's like, well, it smells like figgy cream, so we are back in business. Yes, we are. So it'll be interesting to see if this fully gelled. I did not have any towels at the time, so I don't know if it did or not. So we will mold this one, and it's very simple. I am still working on my angles. I know in the making my angles were a little bit weird, so I think what I'm gonna have to do is, and my head may not even be in this. It shows that it is to me, but I think it's cropping it more than I realize. Anyway, what am I trying to say? I might have to put like stage marks or something so I know where to put everything, but I will learn and get used to this new space. So that just popped right out. And then this is, of course, the beauty of the silicone, is that it is very easy to unmold. Now the reason why I decided to continue with freezer paper right now is, one, I could not find any molds that I actually liked with the silicone. And two, sometimes I just want to get them out of the mold and set aside so I can reuse my molds. And sometimes the silicone, you can't get it out of the mold very well unless it's super hard already. So, anywho's, it's looking good. So let's go ahead and cut this unscented one and get it out of the way. Let's see how I want to do this. I want to cut off a little piece at the end. He's a little wonky. I don't know if you can hear the noise outside at all, but my husband is over at the neighbor's house. My husband and my son. They're over at the Okay, I guess that wasn't as helpful as I thought it was. It looks like it gelled all the way through. And this is gonna be kind of hard about this camera being back so you can see more of me. But yeah, it looks good. Anyway, they're over at, my husband and son are over at the neighbor's house. And they are working on building. That's not what I'm supposed to say. Anyway, they're over at the neighbor's house and they're putting in concrete for the walls, foundation walls. And so I'm hearing all the concrete trucks coming in and out, the floating up with the pumper. Tomorrow, we're gonna be putting our slab in. So pouring our slab. So that'll be fun. And then we start working on our walls. So I love it. We're moving along. Next week, our logs are gonna get delivered. So that's pretty exciting. I'm excited about the logs. A tractor trailer can't even get in here very well. They can't make the turn into our place. So we have kind of like there's some old logging roads that kind of weave all through here, and so off of the road is a logging road that kind of comes into our driveway, and so my husband is gonna go out and kind of build that up, and then the neighbor will run his excavator over it and pack it in really well, and we should be ready for our log delivery. All right, so I am going to clean up this mess, and then we will split and cut figgy cream. All right, so I have my splitter out, so let's go ahead and slice off an end. I designed my mold so that I can have full loaves in the middle with the slices off the edge, because sometimes the edges are weird. And so I thought that would work better. It looks great. I love it. Looking good. So this is a 4 loaf mold, and I cut my loaves at 2.5 for the tall version. And so it's 18 inches long, and this particular one was 11 inches wide, and then I'm cutting my loaves at 2.5. So I have a little marker on my side. That's looking good. And that does give me, making my mold a little bigger, it does give me a buffer zone. And then I have samples, and I almost made this one too tall, I think. The next batch, I will actually behave myself and make it appropriately. Ah, welcome back, my friend. I'm so excited. So excited. I just have been needing to make soap for a while. And this whole process has just taken us so long. We came up here for, you know, different piece of property than we ended up with. And it's just been time and delays and delays. And so we're getting there though. We're starting to make some progress. Ooh. Oh, that's gonna make it. It's gonna make it. Everything is looking good so far. Looks like I have a couple of, actually it looks like it overheated just a smidgen. We're looking in this zone. Anyway, it looks like it overheated just a smidgen, and then I have some titanium dioxide that did not blend in all the way. I kind of noticed that at the bottom of my pot, I was trying so hard not to scrape that didn't, golly, I didn't quite get it all mixed in at the bottom. A lot of times what I do is I just work around those, cut samples, etc. All right, yeah, it overheated just a bit, so I don't think I have to worry about that. We do actually have a well maintained temperature in here now with the mini split, and it's just such a small room and it's not upstairs, etc. So it's just doing a whole lot better. In fact, I'm just kind of sweating a little bit. I'm used to operating a little bit colder, so I guess I'll get it turned down so that I don't have to be hot. I washed my dishes for the first time, and my sink was a fiasco. Oh my goodness. I'm on my third sink. I have one busted with a leg, another one has a big old dent, and they just kept sending me more stuff. Same with some tables. Finally, we just all decided it was time to be done. They gave me a refund for a couple of tables, and we called it good. Just the packaging material just was not there. They're packaging this huge sink. It's 36 inches wide. This huge sink in a box that they just kind of put cardboard around, and then they throw in like, I don't know, 20 of those air pillows. That's not gonna do anything. I have all sorts of ideas how it could be packed appropriately, but ain't nobody want to know that from me. So what I was gonna say is, after that whole fiasco, I was washing my dishes and I was like, my goodness, this is a huge sink and it's really low, so my husband is gonna have to make some customizations to bring it up. So I have some lower back issues still, and so just bending clear over into the sink to wash is very uncomfortable. So he'll make some customizations to that, but I was thinking, well, I mean, I guess if this whole soap thing doesn't pan out, I could wash dogs for a living. Because I'm pretty sure my Doberman would fit in that sink. So, at least I guess I have a backup if I need it. I sure hope I don't need a backup, but oh my goodness. That was definitely hard. Yes, I definitely have just one spot where it overheated and started to, it kind of makes like a glycerin river situation, especially since it had the titanium dioxide in it. But yeah, definitely have those air bubbles that I was talking about. Don't love the air bubbles that I got. So I'm gonna have to mess around with the new stick blender and see if we can talk him into not doing that for me. We might have to have a combo. It's so nice in here. In fact, I just popped open a window, and that is just dandy. Dandy, dandy, dandy. Oh, this glitter is so pretty. Again, I really hope we're getting some good views here, but this is just gonna have to be a tester. And I wasn't really in the mood to, I probably should have done it anyway, but I wasn't in the mood to unhook the camera, take out the memory card, truffle back to the camper, and put it on my computer, take a gander. I don't have a computer out here yet. That's definitely going to have to be remedied before too long. So yeah, we're doing well here. This is exciting. We're back in business. Oh, my splitter left a tiny piece of soap. I have cleaned and sanitized these splitters, these cutters, over and over and over and over and over again. And the pesky little soaps still find a way in. Oh, this looks great. This looks just fantastic. And I'm trying to decide on packaging. I know that we love the boxes. The boxes are easy, but I don't currently have a box for this size. I was doing paper, you know, paper wrapped. So I'll probably continue with the paper on these instead of the big boxes with the wraparound label. So that just makes it is a bit of a pain. But those boxes are ridiculous. I saw some boxes that would work great for this at Brambleberry, but whoa doggy. I'm not paying $77 to package 100 bars of soap. It's not happening. That is not responsible for you or for me. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I decided I'm just going to kind of get back to it as I was, what I know, you know, what I'm comfortable with, what everybody else knows and loves. And then if we want to make some tweaks, by golly, we'll do some tweaking. But for now, let's just get this party started. I love it. And it is just a hint yellow on the inside still, but that will go ahead and lighten up. So I'm very pleased with the level of titanium dioxide. I think it worked out just splendidly. Okay friends, so I am just going to be stacking these soaps on the tray in a very meticulous manner, as I do. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. It is fun to be back. I hope you found this video fun and comforting and like meeting up with an old friend. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, for those that may be joining at an odd place, I guess, my name is Holly, and I am the maker and owner of Missouri River Soap. I will be back in business probably at the end of November or the beginning of December. You can find me on Instagram as Mo River Soap, on Facebook as Missouri River Soap. I do need to get back to doing some updates. My website is moriversoap.com. It is closed, but will be reopening soon. Thank you for watching. Bye from Montana.